Hi everyone, Coach Julia Gurman here. Recently I've been asked by several people why I do what I do, why I became a coach, and what I love about it. I decided the best way to go about answering that question would be to film and post this video and share it with all of you. So here we go. My truth is that I wasn't aware of it then, but for a really long time, I attached my self-worth to how much I achieved, how well I performed, what others thought of me, and what I looked like. I didn't love myself. I actually hated my body. And for a period of time, I could not look at myself in the mirror. And I find it really funny because I actually love science and I love the human body. I love learning about performance and movement and nutrition. I love sports and being active. I love health. I love fitness, and I love sharing that with people. I love learning how and why things work and how to make things work better. So it may seem like a no-brainer that, hey, I pursued the path of becoming a strength, conditioning, and nutrition coach for sports performance and overall fitness. But somewhere midway through my career, I really lost sight of my passion and the passion of it for myself, and it turned into an obsession. And I remember in grad school wanting to prove to myself that I could get back to my old high school weight. You know, that's every girl's dream. Get back to the weight you were when you graduated high school or when you got married, before you had kids. And you know what? I did it. I did it. But once I got there, it was no longer good enough. I wanted more. And I thought I could do better. So I did whatever I could to do better. And for a girl who's always struggled with her relationship to her body and to food and portion control, really not a good combination. I ended up adding a bunch of nutritional supplements to my diet, including metabolic enhancers, ones to control carbs and, you know, everything because I was like, yeah, I need this to be okay. And you know, part of the nutritional supplements were actually performance enhancers too. So I was able to push. I was pushing through pain. I was pushing through fatigue. I was pushing when I should have rested. I was actually miserable. And as I mentioned, in a lot of pain, and it wasn't just physically, it was way more emotionally. But I think that all that physical performance and pushing myself hard was my own attempt at trying to love myself. You know, that mindset of, well, if something's good, more of it has to be better. That's what I was applying, even though I knew that that wasn't the case. And I just want to say that, you know, I've been a coach for 13 years, but I never coached my clients that way. I always coached from a place of passion and compassion, and really did my best to motivate them to reach their own goals, you know, figure out what would work best for them with the knowledge and experience that I currently had. Sadly, my attempts to take super good care of myself backfired. The more I tried to control what I was doing, the more out of control I actually became. There was a time when I was in my last year of grad school where I was barely sleeping. I'm talking like 3.5 to 4 hours a night. And I was working really long days, and to push through, I was, well, eating super clean, but a ton of supplements and drinking heaps of caffeine, working out hard 7 days a week because that was my stress relief. And there was a point where I actually dreaded going to sleep because that made it meant I had to wake up, and I dreaded going to work. And I started to resent my boss because I felt like I was being overworked. I felt that I was underpaid, and I totally felt like I was underappreciated. So little by little, I started to wake up slowly and at different times. But the first thing that changed for me was I was going to be getting my master's degree, and I was finally completing it. And so I made up my mind that when I was done that in 2012, I was going to pick up and move and press a life reset. And I did that. I actually moved to Narragansett, Rhode Island, and I started my own training business. And I started to enjoy training again, and I started to look forward to getting up and going into work because I was working for myself. And I started to, I guess in a way, try to heal my own body. But the form that originally took on was just adding like a ridiculous amount of self-care to my regimen. So I didn't slow down. I just added massage and Reiki and acupuncture and reflexology, and pretty much you name it, I was doing it. My mentality still was, that's okay, go hard or go home, I'm gonna push myself, and these people are gonna fix me back up and put me back out in the field to play, so to speak, and as long as I had them, I was okay. I was able to sustain that type of lifestyle for almost a year, but in October of 2013, my body literally stopped me. It was shutting down. It bitch slapped me and said, hey sister, since you've decided to not listen to us for so many years, we're gonna force you to listen to us. You need to stop the crazy, slow down, rest, and do the inner work. I was devastated, really devastated. I felt like I was losing my lifelines, my security blankets, like my best friends. I couldn't exercise, and I had to stop the nutritional supplements. But by doing the inner work, I was able to start healing my relationship to food and exercise, and most importantly, to my body. For over 2 years, my stomach hurt all the time, and what I did previously was go to every doctor, get every test done, and everything came back negative. I started to wake up and realize that I was actually doing this to myself. I was hurting myself, not intentionally, but I was, and it needed to stop. And by doing the inner work, I truly started to heal, and my body started to recover. I'd say one of the most beautiful things about my journey is that I think it's really made me a better coach, because I truly am coaching from a place of knowing. I embody my principles. I practice what I teach. I live it, I breathe it, I see it, I feel it, I do it, I am it. So now, back to that original question of why I do what I do. Because it's so important for me as a coach to share from my own experiences. I really want to help people learn from my mistakes much more quickly than I did. To be able to empower people to take care of themselves, for me, is huge. To help them figure out what it takes through exercise, nutrition, recovery, to really truly nourish their bodies, minds, and their souls, and to achieve their goals. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I just want to encourage you guys to please share this video if you think this would help anybody else on their own journeys. And thanks for listening.